Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another Sam Belubi video. In this video, I'm going to be trying to fix this pretty beat up and destroyed gold AGS 101 Game Boy Advance SP. So I got this off eBay. I actually paid a really good price for it. I paid £34 for this one. From the same seller, I also got another AGS 101 for a very good price, and it is very rare. And I paid like a very low price for what they're worth. It's in quite bad condition, but the shell isn't the unique part about it. It's more so what's on the shell. But this is the one I'm going to be starting to fix first out of the two, because I'm not going to go into too much detail about what the other one is, but among many other faults, it's got a broken screen, and I actually need to take layers out of a screen to repair the screen in the other one. Now, this is going to get a bit confusing, but the screen in this is broken and it can't be fixed, but the layers in this screen are good. And a little while ago, I bought an AGS 101 for a video, but I couldn't fix it, so the video never ended up going out. However, the screen in that one was like perfect. It worked fine, there wasn't any faults, but the motherboard was unfixable. So I ended up swapping the screen into a different Game Boy Advance SP AGS 101 to test it, and then I ended up leaving it in that AGS 101. And this is another AGS 101 screen that I repaired a few videos back. I believe this is the screen out of the Mario AGS 101. I think I put the working unrepaired screen in that one because the brightness is ever so slightly different and I just preferred it. But I put a new screen on this one because the other one was really scratched, which is what this film's on for. But anyway, that's what's going to be happening. It's a bit confusing, I know, but if I switch this on, you'll see why this one can't be fixed. So this Game Boy's got a problem with it called, I believe it's called pixel burn, where the pixels around the edge of the screen just burn and they go white and they just stop working. It's not like dead pixels, you can't try and push them back. Hopefully you can see, but around the edge all the pictures washed out. It's nothing to do with the polarizers. Let me get another working AGS 101 and I'll show you what the game should look like. Hopefully the light above isn't too bright, but hopefully you can see that that's what the colors should look like on the screen. You can see they aren't washed out or anything, and this one the image is just really sort of washed out. This is literally unfixable. There's nothing you can do, which is probably why I got it quite cheap. But the other thing is, it did come with a battery cover on, but as you can probably see, there's only part of it left. And when I got it, the battery cover was really bulging out. So I literally put the slightest bit of pressure on it. This was literally about 10 minutes ago. I've spent the last 10 minutes trying to find every bit, but the battery cover literally just shattered. These are just all the bits I could find. They went everywhere in the room I'm recording in, but it literally just shattered. I'll show you. You can see the plastic is visibly sort of a sandy color, whereas this is more of a beige color, but this has just gone really brittle. You can see there's no sort of resistance when I try to break it. I don't think it's got its original battery cover on it, to be honest with you, because the rest of the shell would be that sort of sand colored plastic and it would be brittle, but for some reason it isn't. So yeah, the other thing is, there's nothing wrong with the motherboard in this console. Oh look, it's even snapped there as well. There's nothing wrong with this console, it works, just the screen's broken, which is why I think this video may be a little bit boring. But this Game Boy has come from Japan. You can see it's got a Japanese battery. It is a bit swollen. I might not reuse that. I don't know, but you can see it does say Japan on it. And there are some screws that I need to remove. I will disassemble it all the way down to the screen, even though I literally just need the motherboard out, just to make the video a tad bit more interesting. But let's do that all in one big time lapse now. Okay, I've just got the motherboard out, and I'm actually debating whether this has been like refurbished by a company at some point, because the water trip indicator is pink, but there is no sign of water damage whatsoever. And for it to be that like bright of a pink color, there would need to be quite a lot of water on the board. Also, I don't know what E3 means, and that serial number isn't the normal one from Japan. I've bought quite a few Game Boy Advance SPs from Japan, and none of them have had that barcode, and they're sort of like Sharpie on the chips. You can see there's like a squiggle there, a line there, and on that chip there's another sort of like squiggle. Plus, you'll probably find, yeah, the shell on this is far too worn down, and there just isn't the dirt inside the console. Look, the membranes are like spotless. There isn't a bit of dirt on them. Look, I honestly think this has come from like a refurbished thing in Japan. You can see there's water damage on the back of the speaker here. Yeah, look, you can really see it there. But on the back of the cartridge connector, there should also be some sort of like residue from that water damage, and there isn't. And there's just a few things all over this board that are making me question whether it's like been refurbished or not, because the power switch slides really well, the volume slider is really smooth, but then the charging port and the link port are filthy, which makes me think just somebody's cleaned this with IPA, hence why the trip indicator is gone so like pink. But let's continue with the disassembly, and it's got the wrong screw there. That should be a crosshead screw, but there's a tri-wing screw there. So I think if I take this out, you'll probably find it will be one of sort of like the shell screws. It's a very bad screw. It hasn't been molded that well, because I could hardly get the screwdriver bit in, but let me just try and take that out. Yeah, that's a screw to hold the shell in. It should be a little bit longer than that, but again, the hinge isn't too dirty. There would just be too much dirt on this shell based on how much wear is on it. So I don't think this is, I think this has been opened by somebody else. And it's also got a wrong screw there. It's a random crosshead screw there. But let me just undo these last ones, and I'll come back when I'm getting the screen. And if we lift this up, there are some more weird looking stickers. And actually, the whole screen looks a little bit off. Let's take it out. I don't know if that screen's genuine, actually. Here, look at the ribbon cable on this one. I know this one is genuine, and you can see all of the lines on the ribbon cable. They're all the same. But on this one, for some reason, there's some really like thick lines that go down the side, and also it's got these weird stickers on it. And instead of having like two solder points for the, I believe that's for the backlight, there's three, and it's got these weird stickers on it with a weird serial number. it's just different. Even if it isn't real, it's broken anyway, and the parts inside will still be the same, so I'll still be able to use this for the purpose I wanted to. But it just seems a bit off, the fact that all of that's on the motherboard and then the screen looks like this. Let's see if I can take this off. No, it's got a genuine screen lens on it, which is just making me wonder if it is or isn't real. It doesn't really matter in the end because the motherboard is clearly real, and that's the only thing I'm gonna have to keep from this. But I can't really flip it upside down, but there you go. I've got a NES shell here, and I'm gonna put all of this AGS 101 into this NES shell. The shell is trimmed for an IPS screen, but it will still work with like a regular screen. So if I just peel that off, you can just set the screen down into place. You can see it's slightly loose, but the bit of metal there holds it in place. So basically everything you've just seen me do, I'm just gonna do it backwards and reassemble it. So yeah, I'll do another time lapse now. And that is it all done. I'm happy with how this has come out. I unfortunately don't have an AGS 101 sticker to put on the bottom of this, so I'm just going to leave this 001 sticker on. The sticker that was on the bottom of the original shell is just obviously too far gone. To be completely honest, I'm not 100% sure whether this is just how it was, if it's been taken apart by somebody at some point, if it's been refurbished. I definitely think it's been taken apart by somebody at some point, because there were 2 wrong screws in it, and something I've just realized is the hinge has definitely been pushed out before, because one of the pegs that stick out there is missing. The whole shell just seemed a bit too clean on the inside for it to be sort of tampered with, but hopefully you can see the screen looks a tad bit dim because of the lighting above me, but hopefully you can see it works. The sound still sounds really good, and all the buttons work. There wasn't anything wrong with this. I do sort of apologize if this isn't really a repair video. To me, to be honest with you, I wouldn't usually upload a video like this. However, I need this video to explain where I got parts to fix the really rare Game Boy Advance SP. And some of you could say, oh, you could have just done this one in the same video. But honestly, the really rare Game Boy Advance SP has got at least like 5 things wrong with it, and they're not simple repairs like cleaning something. I believe there's going to be quite a bit of soldering involved, the disassembly of the screen, all of that. It's going to be quite a long video, and adding another Game Boy Advance SP into it would just stretch that video out far too much. I mean, like, I honestly think by the end of the rare Game Boy Advance SP video, I could honestly say there would be about an hour and a half of footage, which on a regular video that I do, there's like half an hour max, and then I cut it down to like 20 minutes. Between like 10 and 20 minutes is what I usually aim for. But this one I'm gonna have to do so much like cutting out because it's just gonna be far too long. But yeah, I really do hope you guys have enjoyed. I am actually like I apologize that this isn't really a repair video. It's just more of a replacing parts video, if you want to call it that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Comment, like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next 2 weeks worth of videos, because next week I've got something very rare, and then the week after that I've got this very rare Game Boy Advance SP that I'm going to fix. So make sure you stay tuned.